of those 13 being active. Significance of revenue collection on this platform. One of the most compelling indicators of the platform's success lies in its remarkable revenue collection figures. Currently, Ghana.gov has facilitated the collection of an impressive amount of 210 billion Ghana cedis. This substantial amount, not million, no, billion. This substantial amount underscores the platform's pivotal role in streamlining financial transactions, enhancing transparency, and bolstering the nation's fiscal integrity. This milestone symbolizes the tangible impact of digital innovation on public services delivery, economic efficiency, and citizen empowerment. By harnessing the power of technology to centralize and optimize revenue collection processes, Ghana.gov has not only expedited financial transactions, but also minimized bureaucratic red tape and mitigated the risk of revenue leakages, effectively addressing the issue of public sector corruption. The success of Ghana.gov also underscores the growing trust and confidence of citizens and businesses in digital government payment platforms. It reflects a paradigm shift towards digital-first governance, where convenience, accessibility, and accountability are prioritized in service delivery. This achievement serves as a compelling motivation to enhance and expand the capabilities of Ghana.gov. As it continues to evolve, it holds the potential to catalyze even greater socioeconomic development, empower citizens, and solidify Ghana's position as a trailblazer in the digital revolution sweeping the African continent. Beyond the revenue that it has generated, it's also achieved remarkable successes. So, the total revenue receipts on this platform as at January 2024. In fact, in January 2024 alone, it generated 8,557,000, is it 8 million or 8 billion? 8,557,569,200 cedis, one peswa. January 2024 alone. The total receipts to date as of January 2024, and there's a table which indicates what was earned in each year. But I think going through it would also take a lot of time, so I'll deal with the totals. Total receipts as of January 2024 are 210,307,873,817 cedis, 32 pesos. The average number of transactions on the network since inception total 29,793,088. I'm a lawyer, so bear with me. The total number of transactions on the platform are 33,636,322. The total number of agencies onboarded, and we have ministries, departments, and agencies, metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, state-owned enterprises, health and educational institutions. They've all been categorized, but the total number is 1,507 as at January this year. The total number of agencies which are live with no payments amount to 22. The total number of agencies that are processing live payments are 136. So we've earned 210 billion plus from only 136 agencies which are processing live payments on this platform. So if even the 500 start processing live payments on the platform, you can just imagine the exponential growth that those agencies will earn in their internally generated funds and the revenue that will accrue to government from it. So in addition to enhanced revenue generation, it also provides access to real-time data on the actual use of government services at the click of a button. The Ghana Revenue Authority and the Ministry of Finance can instantly get whatever information they require in terms of daily usage and revenue generated. All this revenue is also sent directly to the consolidated fund from the platform. All banks, including rural banks and community banks, are connected to the system. All electronic modes of payment and mobile money operators are also connected to it. And payments made are automatically transferred to the consolidated fund account at the end of each day. With a seamless connection between the GRA, Controller and Accountants General, and the Bank of Ghana, each entity can query any delay or challenge on the platform's operations at any time, enhancing its efficiency. It has facilitated predictability, enhanced transparency, reduced corruption, and provided data for planning purposes as well. GRA can now effectively predict its annual revenue and make accurate projections about how it's meeting its targets every year. So really, there is no comparison between the NDC's e-services portal and Ghana.gov. It will be like comparing chalk and cheese, or Aboboya and Mercedes-Benz, or Tesla. The third initiative I want to talk about is the revolutionary nationwide EGovernment Network, a digital super information highway. Governance, performance, and connectivity delivered at speed. EGovernment connectivity. The akufo-addo government's commitment to broadening and deepening broadband connectivity as a catalyst for socioeconomic development underpins the EGovernment connectivity program. While there have been continuous improvements in mobile broadband penetration rates, internet user growth has been limited by the lack of a much-needed national fiber fixed line network and the high cost of connectivity. Thankfully, the government has remained focused on building broadband infrastructure, extending fast and reliable connectivity, and developing computer literacy. We intend to promote the adoption of ICT by Ghanaians in their day-to-day lives, even greater adoption of ICT by Ghanaians in their day-to-day lives across the full gamut of socioeconomic activities, and are systematically addressing the challenges and barriers to a fully digitally enabled Ghana. The capacity for e-governance to impact and transform lives in Ghana is fast becoming a reality across a vast spectrum of socioeconomic endeavors, bringing benefits to the doorsteps of more and more Ghanaians, individual and corporate. From education to health services, to sporting activities, to public transportation, to local government, to manufacturing, to law enforcement, to e-commerce, to infrastructure, build and maintenance, to innovation. The prospects are infinite, and leveraging them will open new and exciting opportunities for all. In September 2021, the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, under the World Bank e-Transform project, issued a tender to build an e-government network connectivity infrastructure, dubbed EGovernment, under a 10-year contract. In an open competitive bidding process supervised by the World Bank project implementation team, Airtel Tigo and Ascend Digital Solutions were adjudged winners. The contract was awarded in September 2022. Signed in December 2022. And as at the end of January 2024, 95% of the entire project had been completed and is expected to be fully completed by the end of February 2024. In fact, it is only one police station which is yet to be connected. This connectivity project speaks to the present and the future. We have built a next-generation, future-ready infrastructure, a digital super information highway that facilitates good governance, connectivity, and performance. This DSIG is Digital Super Information Gateway, has been designed to deliver all the applications and services required by the government of Ghana on a backbone of 100 gigabytes per second. Sir, okay. 100 gigabytes per second. It provides a strong digital infrastructural foundation on which government digital services that bring convenience, speed, reliability, transparency, and accountability, support revenue mobilization, enhances security operations, and empowers local government to work efficiently across the country are anchored. This project has connected government agencies nationwide to enable faster communications, easier access to government's shared services, integrated functions, and simplified processes. It currently connects 951 government agencies on a modernized, robust, and secured fiber optic backbone and a radio wireless infrastructure. All 261 districts of Ghana have a fiber footprint which opens them up to the digital world, from Accra to Aflao, to Nkwanta to Boku on the east, Accra to Takoradi to Elubo through the western corridor towns like Enchi, Dwaboso, Sefi, to Goso, to Sunyani and Brekum, are all key hubs on the fiber backbone network. Kumasi to Tamale to Bolga through Tumu, Tuwa, Sola, Bamboy have all not been left out. The government agencies interconnected include metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, GIFMIS using user institutions, courts, meteorological services, selected police stations, post offices, schools, and hospitals, etc. Now, the key components of this platform include a new, modernized, and robust core infrastructure built to serve as the foundation of this government. This core infrastructure is equipped with industry-best equipment, which offers capacity and advanced functionality for 4G scalable to 5G and beyond nationwide, to set up a shared neutral wireless access network, which will propel Ghana into new age services and become a platform for the fourth industrial revolution in this country. It has a high capacity, 100 gigabits per second ready internet connectivity between the national data centers in Accra and Kumasi. 500 kilometers of newly built last mile fiber is connecting over 200 agencies to the main backbone network. Over 5,000 kilometers of fiber has been provided to support the foundation of this government infrastructure, with over 3,000 kilometers being newly built fiber. 900 high-speed microwave links have been deployed to these agencies to ensure reliable and uninterrupted connectivity to them. Satellite services, 800 visa terminals from one of the world's leading providers have been deployed as backup to the primary fiber and high-speed microwave links. A fully redundant mesh core network, I'm sure the technical people understand what I'm talking about. A fully redundant mesh core network, which is expandable to 100 gigabits per second capacity. Next generation IP core architecture and overlay of software-defined wide area network technology to deliver a seamless to deliver seamless and secure services. It also has a state-of-the-art network operations center and has accelerated last-mile connectivity through point-to-point radios to support 50 to 100 megabits per second throughput and fiber. It's a high availability network for seamless and uninterrupted delivery of services and applications. Now, this government network connectivity, both backbone and last mile, with a minimum of 1 gig rising to 10 gig capacity for each institution, has been provided to 950 out of the planned 951 government institutions across the country on a 10-year indefeasible right-of-use basis. They can all utilize all manner of digital solutions now without worrying about connectivity downtimes or network challenges. They can be seamlessly networked nationwide, and it will improve and enhance their efficiency. The police service, for example, can now work on digital solutions to support the issuance of spot fines by connecting to the Ghana.gov platform, and they can also be connected to the DVLA and insurance databases to check motor infractions in real time. This baseline infrastructure, which has now been provided, is one on which all manner of digital solutions can ride for the benefit of not just the connected institutions, but the nation as a whole. It can also be expanded to include other institutions and currently forms the bedrock for a digitally connected Ghana. This network will also be connected to the rural telephony network and the current EGovernment network managed by NITA Smart Infra Co. to provide a robust government-owned baseline infrastructure to facilitate the establishment of a neutral shared infrastructure company for a nationwide 4G, 5G network to be used by all current and future mobile network operators. Even private companies which require nationwide or localized network connectivity for their wide or local area networks can also lease capacity from this network for their use. And so can tech entrepreneurs with innovative solutions that require a robust network to roll out their services to the public. It is possible indeed, and we are making it happen. Just to reiterate, this project alone has built 3,000 kilometers of backbone fiber and 500 kilometers of last mile fiber, compared to the Eastern Corridor fiber, which is only 1,010 kilometers. We mean business, and we are determined to facilitate the rapid digital transformation of our economy for sustained growth and efficiency. That is the way to encourage all sectors of the economy to be more productive and to work seamlessly around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if they so desire, and not by empty sloganeering. It is truly digitime in Ghana, and we must thank President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and the Vice President and flag bearer of the MPP, our digital champion, Dr. Baumia, for their visionary leadership and drive, which has made all this possible. Ose Baumia. Let me add that the list of sites connected were selected by the beneficiary institutions and not the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization. And the full list of 950 is available. Okay. It's being scrolled online. The institutions and corresponding number of sites connected are as follows. There are 36 courts connected, 97 government health facilities, 175 post offices, 274 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, 79 GIFMIS institutions, 255 out of 256 police stations, 29 meteorological stations, 2 universities, and 3 NITA offices, making a total of 950 out of 951. These are only in conclusion. These are only 3 out of the numerous groundbreaking strides made by this government in the realm of ICTs, which are symbolic of a nation committed to inclusive digital empowerment and economic progress. This government, under the visionary leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has demonstrated its unwavering dedication to leveraging on technology to formalize our economy for the benefit of all citizens. We have built a digital information gateway that will allow the government and people of Ghana to leapfrog the structural challenges that too often hold back African states in their pursuit of functional governance across the length and breadth of the continent. The free flow of information, vertically and horizontally, will enable knowledge acquisition, unleash innovation and our entrepreneurial spirit, grow our economy, and facilitate policy deployment in a manner that will lift the yoke of ignorance and misinformation from the process of governance. It is possible. Thank you for your attention.
Oh, a bigger round of applause for Madam Minister for that insightful presentation. I believe there are so many wonderful interventions that some of us are hearing for the first time. But this is what interests me most. When Madam Minister was talking, all I was thinking about is a quote from the Vice President and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and I quote, "To lead is to solve," end quote. The solutions that, Madam Minister, you have put in place, especially the rural telephony. I was just sitting there turning myself into a maths teacher, and I was just thinking that if it took us 8 years to build 78 sites, and within the period, 2017-2018, you were able to build 400 sites. And since 2020, to build additional 1,000 sites with 600 completed and operational. The math is simple. Madam Minister, if we were going on that tangent of building 78 sites every 8 years, in 80 years, we would have built 780 sites. In 143 years, we would have built 1,400 sites. Let's take out the 400 that are not completed and operational. In 102 years, that is when we would have built 1,000 sites, which represents what we have today. Madam Minister, you have solved a problem that would have taken over a century to solve for the good people of Ghana. And when we talk about rural-urban migration, people don't want to stay in the remote areas. These are the solutions that grants access to people in the most remote areas, give them the comfort to live in nature, to enjoy the peace, and so connect to the rest of the world. And this is your legacy. So thank you so much for that insightful presentation. On that note, permit me to acknowledge our media partners. We are live on GTV, City TV, Netu TV, Wuntumi Radio and Movement TV, and Asasi Radio. Also on Facebook, we are streaming at Ministry of Information. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question for the Honorable Minister or her delegation, kindly show by hand. They will bring the microphone to you. You mention your name and affiliation and proceed to ask your question. Okay, I can see a hand at the back. Okay, 2. We can take 5 for the first set. And if there are any follow-ups, okay. I can see a 3rd and 4, okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. My name is Paul Nyoja Dalafu, and I report for the Daily Statesman. My question goes on the issue of rural telephony. I think somewhere last year, the minister was here and I asked the question concerning the network challenge in Saboba. So over the Christmas season, I was privileged to visit the communities, and I engaged some of the community leaders and members as well. The issue has not been resolved. And now let me just describe the situation at Saboba a bit. In Sangule, Saboba says a boundary with Cherponi in the northeast region, while Saboba is in the northern region. But between Saboba and Cherponi, there are about 40 communities, rural communities in that area. So you see a network tower in Saboba. The next network tower you see is in Cherponi. So it compels the people to find a spot where there is network to hang their phones and wait for whoever that calls them from anywhere, or they make their calls. It will surprise you that most of them even sleep there up to 11, waiting for their calls. And they recounted to me how they have had challenges. Pregnant women, some of them lost their life.
Thank you. The last question, please. Okay, more hands. Okay, so we can take those and then Minister will respond. If there are any follow-ups, then we take them. If not, then we call it.
Richard Brightardo from TV3. Does the minister intend to present the joint agreement between Airtel Tigo and AT and Hanam Investment to Parliament for ratification? Thank you very much.
Yes, the last person, but please, once again, I cannot belabor that. Let us stick to, we gave you the theme, we gave you the artwork, we are coming to talk about this. You had every opportunity to research into it and bring your questions, but I don't know why most questions have nothing to do with today's presentation. So I'm struggling to appreciate. Yes, please, go ahead. Okay.
Good afternoon, Honorable. My name is Fauzu Masaudu. I work with City FM and City TV. I want you to do a sharp focus on our export regime so far as ICT is concerned. And my question has to do with if we have an estimation.
Can you repeat that?
So I'm throwing a focus on our export regime so far as ICT is concerned. And I want to find out from the Honorable Minister if we have a total, number of estimations so far as export of ICT services per capita in Ghana is concerned, and if there are any projections for 2024. And also, if we have a data on the consumer spending in ICT equipment by consumers. And also, tomorrow, I understand the Vice President will be launching the TAP as you go transport services. This definitely will rope it into the Ghana Gov payment system and the entire, payment system so far as digital infrastructure is concerned. I want to find out really quickly what are some projections so far as revenue mobilization from that system is concerned. And in light of drawing a comparison between the SWAL e-service and the Ghana.gov payment, how different is it going to be with the SWAL quality bus system with the one the Vice President is expected to launch tomorrow?
Okay, thanks. So I'll take the last question after Honorable Minister has responded to your questions. Okay.
Thank you very much. I believe there are only two questions that relate to the presentation that I made, so I'll answer those. For all the others, I will hesitate to sit here and give you answers off the top of my head, knowing that this is being beamed nationwide. For you to come and hold me to it and say, I said this, I said that. So I'm sorry, I've taken note of it, and I'll provide the information for you when I have it. I don't have it currently. Now, there are two questions that really relate to the rural telephony project, and I think they're all relevant, but it shows the extent of the problem that we're trying to tackle. Even after the rural telephony project is completed fully with all 2,016 sites built and activated, there will still be parts of this country which would not have good connectivity. So it is due to these challenges that you've enumerated that we are working with the agency that we've been working with to address these network connectivity challenges across the country. And it's not just the northern region that faces those challenges. There's significant parts of this country which are currently unserved. About 20% of the country is currently unserved. So completion of this project, full completion and activation of all the 2,016 sites will go a long way to address some of the challenges that you've enumerated. I don't have the details about Saboba and Tatale and Zabzugu. So now that you've told me, I'll find out from GIFIC, which is here, what is actually happening in that locality and whether or not they are part of this process. Now, about 99% of the questions that I get in Parliament are from colleague MPs who are inquiring about network challenges in their various constituencies, which shows that it is a deep-seated problem which affects every part of this country. So as and when our attention is drawn to the challenges in particular areas, GIFIC conducts a drive test. It already has its database of communities that are not connected, and those are the ones that we're working to address. So they continually have drive tests and simulations around the country to find the black spots and to see what technology would be suitable to resolve those issues. Now, access is one of the key parts of providing, the infrastructure is one of the key parts of providing access to telecommunications. Cost is also another. Now, what makes this rural telephony project interesting is that the government has taken upon itself the cost of providing the infrastructure. And the network operators are leveraging their services on that infrastructure to their subscribers in the various parts of the country. That reduces the capex cost that they would have had to endure if they were to extend their services to those localities. I've said over and over and over again that they're only obliged as part of their license conditions to extend connectivity to regional and district capitals. Anything beyond there will be the commercial imperative that would drive their extension of their networks there. And so it was clear that if it is not commercially viable, if the populations are small, then there's no way that they would invest in extending their services there. But they're all Ghanaians and they all deserve to have good connectivity if we are to make progress towards the digital Ghana that we want. It shouldn't be limited to only residents of regional or district capitals, but to every part of this country. So this project is going beyond to areas where the network operators would ordinarily not go. And they're quite happily partnering with the government to deliver these services. So I'm hopeful that this rural telephony project will make a significant dent in the unconnected parts of this country while we work towards connecting the rest. I've got updated information from the northern region, which indicate that 58 sites have been built and 73 more sites have been acquired, ready to be built when funding is made available. And we're working on securing the necessary funding, hopefully by the beginning of next month, to enable the work to continue. So let's hope that Tatale and Zabzugu and Saboba are part of the 73 sites which have been, or the communities around Saboba are part of the 73 sites that have been acquired in the northern region. ICT export data projections on that. I have to get that information to make it available to you. And so we'll do so in due course. As I've indicated, I'll be grateful if the Ministry of Information will give us more opportunity, because the work we've done and the work that we have to do are a lot. And if we intend to formalize our economy through technology and are serious about building a digital Ghana, as this government has demonstrated, then we need to connect all the dots. The consortium that built Ghana.gov is a local consortium of 3 firms. The company that is powering our national ID process is a Ghanaian company, Margins. The company that provided our digital address system is a Ghanaian company. What's the name of the company? A Free Phantom now. They've changed their name. Yes, okay. That's why I was struggling to remember the new name. All of these are world-class solutions that have been developed to solve challenges that are not peculiar to Ghana. So I'm determined to work to ensure that these world-class solutions that we're implementing in Ghana are put on the global stage, and that these companies will not just stay local, but would also expand their operations to the rest of the continent and beyond. The company that is also powering our GovNet, our own Airtel Tigo and Ascend Digital Solutions, also a local Ghanaian company. So let's not knock ourselves too much. We really do have the capacity in this country to find digital solutions, world-class digital solutions to contemporary challenges affecting not just Ghana, but the rest of the continent. And before long, some of these companies, if they have government support, as they do, would also be able to expand their operations beyond this country and give us the data that we need to provide to the country to encourage even more tech entrepreneurs and innovators to continue to innovate and develop digital solutions to our problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. If you have any follow-ups relating to today's presentation, once again, we will take the last set of questions. But before I call for the questions, someone asked a question about tap and go. And yes, Honorable Minister, you would like to take that? Okay, so the National Road Safety Authority under Act 993 and the accompanying regulations, which is LI 2468, is seeking to digitize the transport sector. So what His Excellency the Vice President is about to launch is a component of that digitalization agenda, because Metro Mass Transport or Transit is ready with infrastructure to start the process. Public transport companies, other private transport companies can join this agenda. The tap and go is like the UK Oyster card or other cards that exist in a lot of developed countries. And what the Vice President is going to launch has about 4 payment systems. You can load money on the tap and go card and use it at any Metro Mass Transit point. Even if you don't have the physical card, you can have an e-version that you can use. You can pay with Momo, you can pay with a QR code, and they are also putting some merchants at the transit stations so that if you are not so tech savvy, you will be able to go to the merchant and pay money and get access to the buses. So these are some innovative processes as they exist elsewhere that they are bringing to the transport sector. You are where trains are coming. We are bringing the coaches. A lot of sophisticated things are happening in road transport. So please, let us embrace it and start using it. And it's not only for those who use smartphones. Those who use YAM phones can use the short codes and access codes to be able to buy access to the tap and go system. So thank you so much. If there are any hands, if not, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister to give us her concluding remarks.
I think I'll be preaching to the converted if I try to encourage all of us to use the digital solutions that are available here. But I was launching one rural telephony site, I believe in the Bono East region, when we went to do our Girls in ICT project and did that alongside. And one chief there told me that that would be an answer to many of the problems that they face, because we might take some of these things for granted, but they are life-changing for many of those who have been denied access to it. We complain about the bureaucracy in our public services, but it's important that we also equip our public servants so that they can complement the private sector in delivering optimum services for the benefit of all citizens. So all these initiatives that have been showcased in this presentation, from rural telephony, which is connecting our unconnected folks in parts of this country, through the Ghana.gov platform, which is promoting the ease of doing business and ease of access to government services, and using technology to reduce the opportunities for public sector corruption, amongst others, to the EGovernment, which is also providing high-speed connectivity to various institutions across this country to enhance their efficiency. We can only commend this government for the emphasis, the focus, the insistence, and the drive that they put on the digital infrastructure that we need to power the growth of this country. Now, these are tools. It is incumbent on all of us to use them optimally. And it is also incumbent on institutions that have been onboarded but are not actually utilizing this platform to see the benefits that others are deriving from it, the revenue that the government is generating from this platform, the efficiencies that they are all seeing from this platform, to also explore the full range of services that the Ghana.gov offers. I'm hopeful that Ghana will continue to be the digital black star that we are, showing the way for the rest of the continent. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, thank you so much for making time for this important exercise. Although it's a Sunday, you've brought a very powerful delegation, and I know they had to sacrifice their Sunday afternoon rituals to be here so that we can inform Ghanaians. I am very confident that the world is going through a digital revolution, and Ghana is doing its bit to make sure we are not left behind. My profound gratitude to our media partners who are picking today's press briefing live. GTV, City TV, Netu TV, Wontumi TV, Asasi Radio, and the social media team streaming at Ministry of Information on Facebook. The press, thank you so much for coming here and engaging us on a hot Sunday afternoon. Thank you for making time, and we hope to meet same time next week. Thank you.
the economy, politics, sanitation, agriculture, education, join me Mondays to Fridays as we dialogue on issue-based politics, live on The Dialogue Show.
Watch The Dialogue Show from Monday to Friday at 7:30 a.m. to 9:20 a.m. only on Net2 TV. Net2 Television, beyond the limits.